We are all set for game number 2 here in Portland. Welcome back in, everyone, to Porter Park on the campus of Concordia University, as Central Washington found a way to force a second game on Championship Saturday, topping the Cavaliers 1-0 just a few moments ago. And now this game will decide our 2019 GNAC Softball Champion and the owner of the automatic berth in the NCAA West Regional Championships. Concordia will serve as the home team here for game number 2, and they will put Mckenzie Smith in the circle. First pitch in, a called strike on Savannah Egbert as we are off and running. Smith making her second start of the tournament. Sally Bowles making the other 2 for the Cavaliers. She's got a 15-8 record, 3.24 earned run average, 0-1 offering. Put back on the ground to her, knocked down by Smith. Has to make a quick throw over to first. Not going to be in time. Turning and heading for second is Egbert. So that's going to be a 2-base error reach. So that puts Savannah Egbert at second. Katie Kastning is the batter. Popped up in foul territory down the first baseline. That's going to be caught by Marissa Stockton for a quick out of Kastning for 1 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 19, Maddie Zur.
Maddie Zur, the first baseman, comes to the plate and takes one high for ball number 1. Zur, 306 hitter. Sophomore went 0 for 3 in game number 1 today. Fouls that off to move her count to 1-1. Flew out to right, center, and then popped out in foul territory down the first baseline. Kicking the 1-1. Grounder back up the middle. Diving, knocked down off the glove of O'Neal, but ricochets off into center. Everybody safe, an RBI single for Zur. And Central Washington jumps on the board very quickly here in the top of 1. With the RBI base hit from sophomore Maddie Zur. Mckenzie Smith off to a tough start. So that'll bring up Julia Rubel. Last time that Smith faced Central Washington, she just got through 3 2/3 innings before she got knocked out of the game. That's fouled back to the screen. Make this an 0-1 count on Rubel. And she is having a big tournament. Rubel, 4 hits in the tourney, 4 RBI, 2 doubles, 6 total bases. The tournament's leader in RBIs and doubles. Currently 4th in total bases, behind teammate Kayla Ellis with 7. She's tied with Carly Yoshioka at 7, and then Hannah Self of the Cavaliers has 10. So Rubel, with a hit here, would tie Hannah Self for the most hits in the tourney as well. She's got 4, and Self has 5. 1-1 runs high, 2-1. It's Zur at first. She just singled back up the middle to score Egbert. Taking the 2-1, grounded towards second base. Yoshioka's got it. They go to second for 1. And a risky play pays off as they are able to get the lead runner. So Rubel aboard on the fielder's choice, and she will take Zer's place at first with 2 outs.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 6, Paige Smith.
Here's a chopper foul down the first base line. Kicking the 0-1 for Smith. Lined at first. Caught by Stockton there. That'll get him out of the inning. The 1 run does score on 1 hit. 1 left aboard. Central Washington with a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of 1. Lexi Strasser will come out for another start. As she will make her second start of the day for the Wildcats when we come back. Bottom of the first inning, Concordia getting their first chance at the plate. Already down 1-0 as a couple of errors in the first inning would cost the Cavaliers' defense. Savannah Egbert getting to second immediately and scoring 2 batters later on the RBI single of Maddie Zer. The Wildcats looking for their second win of the day over Concordia and off to a good start. Slow roller out in front of home by Basuyan. Throw over to first, not in time. Infield single for the left fielder will get Concordia started as they immediately put a runner aboard in the bottom of the first.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 24, Mckenzie Smith.
Here's Mckenzie Smith, 1 on, nobody out. Pops up a bunt back behind home, but far enough away that Ellis is not able to chase it down. We see another outing from Lexi Strasser, and what a tournament she has had. This is her 5th appearance now. She has started all 5 games for the Wildcats. She has thrown 22 innings, given up 8 runs on 18 hits, 7 walks, 12 strikeouts for a 2.55 ERA over the tourney. That run in the first going in the books unearned, so the only 2 runs given up by the Cavaliers so far in the tournament, both unearned. 1-1, grounded to second. Balyakhan to Brown for 1. But Smith able to leg it out to break up the double play. We've got 1 down now in the bottom of 1. Smith will take pitching duties. So the flex spot will be taken by the shortstop Tori O'Neill, so we won't see her in the lineup. Bunts popped up to Strasser, who was able to pick it. The throw over to first for the double play. Yoshioka trying to bunt Smith over, ends up turning it into a double play. And Lexi Strasser faces the minimum in the first. 1 hit, but nobody left on. Wildcats leading after 1-0 as we go to the top of the second. 1-0 Central Washington as we go to the top of the second inning. Wildcats going back to the plate to face Mckenzie Smith. First pitch chopped down the first base line by Kayla Ellis, who was quickly retired as Stockton goes to the bag herself. Mckenzie Smith faced 5 batters in the first. A hit, an air reach, and a fielder's choice put 3 on. Here's Bethany Balyakhan. 1 out, nobody on. Smith was handed the ball for game 1 for the Cavs, and bowls through the last 2. So Mckenzie went 7 innings against Western Oregon, threw a shutout with just 1 hit, 2 walks, and 2 strikeouts in that time. Here's her 1-0. Hard grounder through the right side and into right field. 1 out single for Balyakhan, his second hit of the game for the Wildcats.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 23, Sydney Brown.
Here's Sydney Brown, one on and one out. Slices it foul on the right side. Central Washington leading the tourney with a .231 team batting average. To just give you an idea of how defensively minded and how good of some of these pitching performances have been. The entire tournament has seen a 196 overall average. Grounded to third. They go to second for one. Yoshioka back over to first, not in time. Lead runner taken care of. Brown aboard on the fielder's choice. 2 outs now, a runner at first.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 25, Rachel Johnson.
Brown at first. Here's Rachel Johnson with 2 outs. First pitch, grounder towards second. Runner and defender collide for interference, and that'll end the inning. So a 1-out single does not come home to roost for Central Washington, as one will be left on. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Central Washington hitting 1-0 over Concordia. Central Washington holding a 1-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Another hit for the Wildcats in the second. They got a 1-out single from Balyukon, but can't do anything with it as they don't advance that base runner past first. Concordia will send Self, Stockton, and Hancock up in the bottom of 2 to face Lexi Strasser. There's a called strike. Evens the count at 1-1 for Hannah Self. She is having one heck of a tournament so far. GNAC Softball Championships leader with 5 hits. That one fouled down the left field line, just barely foul. Put her count to 1 for 2. Now Self was staying at second. She thought she had a double. She's going to have to come back and do it again. One, 2. That'll be the low end in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Self hitting .500 over 3 previous appearances. 5 for 10 in the tourney. Best batting average by 125 points. 2-2 fouled out of play. Strasser, the 2-2, just ticked foul. His Self will stay alive. So for Concordia, they were left out of the last regular season West Region rankings. Their season is going to continue past today. My speculation would be they're going to need a win here, although they have had a very impressive run so far in this conference championships. Now, Central Washington could handle a loss here in game number 2 of the day and still make the West Region championships, as they were 6th seed in the latest West Region poll. That was second highest of the GNAC representatives. Western Oregon was 4th. Now, it'll certainly be a question mark whether they're going to be able to make it in, as the CCAA at large bid is not going to go to either of their top 2 seeds. Here's the 2-2. That misses low and in. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So for Concordia, for their own peace of mind, a win here certainly be a big boost. It is. They're found on the left side. But I certainly wouldn't count them out if they're unable to top the Wildcats here in Game 2 of the day. Have to search for an at-large bid. (3-2) popped up left side of the infield. Strasser calls for it and makes the catch. She runs over the third baseline. Self is retired for our first out of the inning, bringing up Marissa Stockton.
Now batting, the first baseman, number 11, Marissa Stockton.
Runs low and in. 23 and a third innings of work for Lexi Strasser over the last 3 days now. That includes throwing 3 complete games. Mind you, one of them was a 5-inning shortened game in that 8-0 win over NNU. She has thrown 2 shutouts, making her 5th start of the tourney. You just got to wonder what kind of fatigue that right arm's feeling right now. Doesn't seem to be affecting her too much. 2-1 count on the first baseman, Stockton. 1 out, nobody on. 2-1 pitch, slowing inside, 3-1. Umpiring crew here for game number 2. It's Brad Ferguson behind the plate, Scott Webb at first, Cameron Bjornstad at third. 3-1 down the pipe, 3-2. That one pulled foul. Right-handed hitters have been able to get out in front of Strasser. Now what's interesting is we've seen Central Washington's defense run a lot of shifts against left-handed hitters, where they bring Kastening in from right and have her serve as a 5th infielder playing on the left side. We've never seen that work with any righties. So they're not bringing Smith in from left, as that 3-2 will miss, 1 out walk to put Stockton aboard. They just play the slap-hitting lefties.
The designated player, number 16, Allie Hancock.
Here's Allie Hancock. First start of the tournament for Hancock. She'll be in as the DP, pushing O'Neill back to the flex spot. 1-0. One taken down the left field line, falls in fair, takes a bounce past Smith and into the corner. That allows Stockton to try for third and get there safely on the 1-out double. Second hit of the game for Concordia.
Now batting, the catcher, number 17, Courtney Summers.
Big opportunity here for the Cavs. Infield moving in for the Wildcats. Courtney Summers pops her first pitch, foul territory down the first baseline, just out of reach of Maddie Zur. Concordia has moved the tying run to third. Go-ahead run at second base. They look for their first run of the day. In game number 1 today, Central Washington again winning 1-0. The Cavaliers were able to come up with just 3 hits, as were the Wildcats. Very quiet day at the plate so far for both sides. But we've seen 2 early hits from both teams. 1-1 counts on Courtney Summers. Fouled off right side. Here's a 1-2. Misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Summers in game 1, 0 for 3. Couple ground outs and a pop out. She has not been able to figure out Strasser just yet. 2 on for her with 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Popped up to the pitcher. Strasser coming in and makes a catch again. So she's recorded both of her outs on pop-ups. Back to her in this inning. And gets a big second out. That takes a sacrifice fly out of play.
Number 20, Chelsea Sly.
And here's Chelsea Sly. The third baseman. Chance to tie it. Perhaps even give the Cavaliers a lead. He awaits the 1-0. Pulls it foul down the third baseline, just over the head of Stockton, who has to duck underneath it. Foul ball to even the count 1-1. We've seen quite a few of those already in this game. Concordia getting out in front of Strasser. One pitch, low and in. Time called for. Sly will have a chat down the third baseline with the third base coach. Now this is an interesting one. I don't know who else does this, but head coach Shelley Whitaker chooses to coach first. A lot of times you'll see the head coach take third. In fact, I would go so far as to say almost exclusively, and at least in my recollection, Shelley Whitaker of the Cavs, only head coach that chooses first. But to each their own. 2-1, cut and a miss. As Strasser goes to the off speed. Two ball, 2 strike count. Sly shows bunt. 2-2 low and in. Is 3-2. And Strasser walks the bases loaded. She has walked 2 in the inning and given up a double.
The center fielder, number 18, Linda Guerrier.
That'll bring up Linda Guerrier. Sly at first, Hancock at second, Stockton at third. Guerrier, 500 hitter this season with the bases loaded. He takes an offering low, 1-0. She had 2 reaches in the opening game, including her last at-bat against Strasser, slicing a single to right, pops it up, foul territory, third base side, chased down by Egbert to make the catch. And the Cavaliers leave the bases loaded in the second. Wildcats able to hold their advantage. Central still up 1-0 as we go to the top of the third. Concordia leaves the bases loaded in the bottom of the second inning as they're not able to take advantage of their best opportunity yet to pop a run on Central Washington and Lexi Strasser. Mckenzie Smith back on for the top of the third inning. She's got the top of the order coming up, and Savannah Egbert will immediately ground out for the first out of the inning. Brings up Katie Kastning. 1-0 Wildcats lead. As Lexi Strasser is now working on 16 consecutive innings of shutout softball. Did get roughed up by Concordia early yesterday, then bounced back to pitch around NNU. Helped the Wildcats to the 1-0 shutout win earlier today, and now she's back at it again here in Game 2. 0-1 for Kastning. That one bounces a good 4 or 5 feet in front of home. Moves the count 1-1. Driven down the right field line, hooking. Does it stay fair? It does. And it sneaks over the right field fence for a solo home run. Hugs around the right field foul pole for the third home run of the season for Katie Kastning, and she has extended this Wildcats lead to 2-0. Second home run of the tournament hit by the Wildcats, the first by Kastning in the tourney.
The first baseman, Maddie Zur.
Mckenzie Smith. That is the fourth home run she has allowed this season. Maddie Zur, on the first pitch of her at-bat, will charge one deep to left center field, but that one stays in the ballpark and is caught by a Greer for the second out. Oh, Smith leaving a couple up for the top of this Wildcats order. She's got burned once and almost gets burned a second time. Julia Rubel, 2 outs, nobody on, and takes pitch number 1 low, ball number 1. Rubel's 1-0. One hopper to short. O'Neill's throw will be in time. And that'll end the inning. A quick top of the third, but the Wildcats able to pick up a run. Solo home run for Katie Kastning has Central Washington up 2-0. Top of the fourth inning is Concordia leaving another pair on in the bottom of the third. They have stranded 5 aboard in the last 2 innings. They're getting them on, can't bring them in. Central Washington leading the Cavaliers 2-0 as we go to the top of the fourth. Mckenzie Smith back for her 4th inning of work. Smith, Ellis, and Balyukon, the batters she will face in the frame. 1-0. Grounded through the right side. As Yoshioka cannot get there, it's a leadoff single for Smith. Hit number 4 for the Wildcats. This is the second inning of the 4 they've had at the plate where they've led off with a base runner on. Kayla Ellis shows bunt. Fouls off her attempt for strike number 1. Oh, 1. Driven towards left center field. Guerrier moving into the gap. Makes the catch. Smith has to sneak back into first. 1 down. I'll bring up Bethany Balyukon.
Second baseman, Bethany Balyukon.
It looks like Courtney Summers having a little equipment issue with catcher's mask. Gets it all figured out. Interesting stuff going down in the CCAA Softball Championships as the runner takes off on the first pitch. Out into second safely is Smith with the steal. It looks like Cal State Monterey Bay has knocked off San Francisco State to go to the championship series. And Sonoma State, San Bernardino, the 8 and 10 seeds in the West region, are playing to face Monterey Bay for the CCAA title. A lot of California schools getting surprised by some lower seeds here this weekend. The West region shaping up, going to be a very interesting selection show on Monday as a 2-0 flown deep to left field, but Bessian's there to make the catch for out number 2. And we have really seen Central test the limits of this ballpark as we've seen some deep flyouts from the Wildcats. And there's out number 2. Smith at second. She singled and then swiped a bag. For Kayla Smith, that was her 6th steal of the year, 6 for 7 in attempts. And it looks like the Wildcats will be making a move. And so it won't be Sydney Brown hitting. She heads back to the dugout. We're going to get a pinch hitter. And that's going to be Paige Likola. Have not seen Paige yet this tourney.
Your attention, please. Now batting for Browns, number 8, Paige Likola.
A junior from Tri-Cities. Likola has not seen a lot of action this year. This is just her 5th at-bat in total in 2019. She's 0 for 4 on the season. However, she has scored 4 runs and has 2 RBI despite not having a hit. 0-1 pitch. Cuts and misses, 0-2. So she hits in Sydney Brown's spot here in the 8th spot with 2 outs and a runner at second. Oh, 2 counts. Smith delivers. Misses just outside, 1-2. One, two, runs away. Smith trying to find that outside corner. Likola works to a 2-2 count. 2-2 pitch. Foul territory, first base side. Stockton over to the wall. Hits just off the top of her glove. She had to reach up to the top of the fencing on the outside of the Concordia dugout. And it just got away from her. That was inches away from being out number 3. But a tough, tough play right on the fencing. Here's a 2-2. Line down the right field line, slicing and foul. Two-two pitch. Flown to right field. Self moving over towards the line. Makes a catch and ends the inning. A scoreless top of the 4th for the Wildcats. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left on. They got 3.5 in the books as we go to the bottom of 4. It is the Wildcats 2 and the Cavaliers 0. Wildcats strand a runner at second in the top of the 4th. They still lead 2-0. Concordia looking to break through for their first run, not just of this game, but of the day against Lexi Strasser, who has run her consecutive shutout inning streak to 17 over her last 2.5 starts. Allie Hancock burned her for a double her last time at the plate, but got stranded at second. And that was a big opportunity missed for the Cavs when they stranded the bases loaded in the second. 0-2 count now on the designated player, Allie Hancock. The lefty awaits the 0-2. Here's the pitch. Outside, 1 ball, 2 strikes. One, two. Hard liner through the left side and into left field. Another base hit. A leadoff single. 3rd time in this game a leadoff single for the Cavaliers has gotten someone on. So they are getting base knocks. It looks like Hancock might have a pinch runner in for. This will be Courtney Summers due up, and indeed Hancock will have a pinch runner. It's going to be Abby Dalton. That was the 4th hit of the game for the Cavs.
Number 9, Abby Dalton. The Concordia batter, catcher, Courtney Summers.
Here's Courtney Summers, 0 for 1, popped out to the pitcher. Squares up a bunch. Slow roller in front of home. Egbert will have to go for the out at first and gets it there. Sacrifice complete as Dalton advances to second. Here's Chelsea Sly. Concordia had never won a postseason game since their move to the NCAA, that is. Coming into this tourney, and now They're a win away from their first title, but the Wildcats certainly not making it easy on them, as Central looking for their second in the last 4 years. Last one in 2016 when they beat Western Oregon in the title game. And this is actually the first time that the Wildcats have not faced Western Oregon for a GNAC title. They have won 12 total games in GNAC championship play, appearing in 6 of the 7 tournaments. 1-1. Pop to second. Malikon. There for the catch. 2 down.
The center fielder, Linda Guerrero.
Guerrero takes a strike on the inner half. Hancock led off the inning with a single. Advanced to second on a sacrifice bunt. Cavs trying to break through. 0-1. Pulled foul, third base side. Two runs outside, ball and 2 strikes. Guerrero. Fouled out on a pop-up down the third base line. One, 2. Line to short on a soft one. Round there to make the catch. Leadoff single. Doesn't turn into anything. That's now 6 left on for the Cavs. 4 complete. 2-0. Wildcats leading. Top of 5. Wildcats in control this one. They're riding the wave of Lexi Strasser's outstanding pitching. As every passing out now gets them closer and closer to a second conference championship. Rachel Johnson, Savannah Egbert, Katie Kastning, 9-1-2 hitters for the Wildcats up in the top of the 5th. 4 hits aside in this game. 2 errors committed by Concordia. 2 runs scored by the Wildcats. Johnson hit into a fielder's choice in the second to end the inning. 0-1. Bunted back to the pitcher. Smith has it. Quick throw over to first will be there in time for the out. 1 down.
Central Washington order, and third baseman Savannah Egbert.
Savannah Egbert, she scored one of those runs, came in the first inning on the RBI single of Maddie Zur. She is 0 for 2. Flown foul on the left side. Kicking the 0-1. Misses away, 1-1. Left on lefty this matchup. Another roller in front of home. Summers has to make a quick throw and not enough to beat out the speed of Egbert, who has a leadoff, or a one-out single, I should say, her first hit of the day, and hit number 5 for Central Washington.
The right fielder, Katie Kastning.
One on, one out for Katie Casning. Home run last time to the dish. Runner takes off. Throw out, not going to be in time. For Savannah Egbert, her 23rd stolen base of the season. He was the conference leader in steals and expands that number. These Wildcats had the top 2 base stealers in all the Great Northwest Athletic Conference this year. Egbert finished atop the heap, now her 23rd. Rachel Johnson was right behind her at 20, finishing on a tie for second with Ryan Whitaker, the second baseman out of Western Oregon. One pitch, grounded to second. Yoshioka for the out. That will advance Egbert over. But out number 2 in the books as Casning is retired.
The first baseman, Maddie Zur.
Here's Maddie Zur. Zur already has an RBI single. She can tack on another with a base knock. It'll be 50 pitches for Mckenzie Smith. Called strike, 1-1. That's pretty efficient work given there's been 5 hits in there. She's just averaging a tick over 10 pitches an inning. Gets a 1-1 flown to center. Guerrero should be able to take care of this. She does, and that'll end the frame. A 1-out single stranded at third in the top of the 5th. Cavs still within striking distance. They only trail 2-0, and they will get the top of their order to the plate when we come back. Top of the order for Concordia in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-0 Central Washington leading the Cavaliers as they're closing in on a 2019 GNAC title. Got to get through 3 more innings to get there. Suin, Smith, Yoshioka, the batters here in the bottom of 5. A 1-0 from Strasser. Swing and a miss. She has not found a way to retire Macy Basuin just yet. The left fielder, couple of infield singles. 1-1 pitch, runs low and away, 2-1. Basuin counting for half of the Concordia hits in this game. She's 2 for 2. And Allie Hancock has the other 2. She's 2 for 2 with a double. Count runs 2 balls, 2 strikes. Strasser, pitch on the way. Fouled off. Two-two pitch, swing and a miss. First strikeout of this game for Alexi Strasser. We have 1 away.
The pitcher, Mckenzie Smith.
She picked up 6 strikeouts in game number 1. They're coming at more of a premium here in the second game. But the results still there. She's got 4 1/3 shutout innings. Now in the books, Mckenzie Smith is the batter. Another lefty for Strasser to deal with. Takes it outside, 1-0. Popped up. One floating back into center. There's Johnson for the catch. 2 down.
The second baseman, Carly Yoshioka.
Carly Yoshioka, 2 outs, nobody aboard. 5 in a row retired by Strasser. Swings on her first pitch. This one could be trouble, but lands just foul. Diving ball, Yukon couldn't get there. Oh, 1. Called strike. Yoshioka's been able to barrel up Strasser fairly well. A couple of hard hit outs. One of them into a double play that ended the first. Strasser's 0-2, high and away, ball number 1. He lined out to third base in her last AB. Egbert. Right down the line, able to backhand the catch for the put away. 1-2 pitch. Grounded Egbert, knocked down, no play available. Yoshioka will be aboard. The first error of the game on Central Washington. I put Yoshioka aboard. Cavs trying to capitalize on a 2-out error. Any action in the inning would be unearned now. As Hannah Self intentionally walked her last time up. Ended up working out for the Wildcats. They got a pop out to third in the next at-bat. 1-0. Flown to right center field. Kastning moving back towards the wall. Hits off of her glove and it falls in. Yoshioka is going to come in to score. Self gets to third. And a run in to score on the RBI triple of Hannah Self. Concordia takes advantage of the 2-out error. They have put a run on the board, and now they have the tying run at third. Self gets the triple, her third of the season, and her second of this tournament. She represents the tying run at third base. Marissa Stockton will try and bring her in. First offering, in for strike number 1. It was a deep fly ball to right center field. Kastning chased it back just a step in front of the wall. Hit off of her glove. And fell in. Stockton now singles to left, and this game is tied. Instead of a 1-2-3 frame, the Wildcats commit a 2-out error. The Cavaliers go triple single behind that. And we are tied at 2-2. A big fifth inning for Concordia. Allie Hancock comes up. Lexi Strasser is looking nearly untouchable. But perhaps she has finally hit the point where that arm fatigue is catching up. Doesn't look like there's any movement in the Wildcat bullpen right now. First pitch, check swing. It's a called strike nonetheless on Hancock. The 0-1. This is low. Back-to-back RBI base hits. One for Hannah Self to right center. Marissa Stockton singles her into left. 1-1 outside, 2-1. So with these 2 runs in the inning, the streak ended at 18 2/3 innings of consecutive shutout softball for Lexi Strasser. These are the first runs she has given up since the last time she saw Concordia yesterday. And she is now into triple figures. That was her 100th pitch of this game. 2-2. Grounder towards short. Backhanded by Brown. Gets under her glove. A second error of the inning. And the Wildcats cannot figure out a way to find out number 3.
The catcher, Courtney Summers.
2 on and 2 outs. Concordia has coupled 2 hits and 2 errors into a pair of runs to tie this game. They have a go-ahead run in scoring position if Courtney Summers can keep the rally going. Takes pitch number 1 for a ball. She is the 7th batter of the inning. Wildcat defense melting down a little bit in the inning. They've had 3 chances now to end the frame. 2 of them would have ended it scoreless. One. Hideaway gets off the glove of Ellis. Pass ball gets Stockton over to third. Hancock out to second. Two ball, 2 strike count on Courtney Summers. Two in the dirt, full count. Hancock at second, Stockton at third. A tie ball game. Cavs trying to break it. 3-2, flown to left field and deep. Smith back to the wall, hits off the top. 2 in to score, Summers into second. And the Cavs have their first lead of the day on the 2 RBI double of Courtney Summers to make this a 4-2 Concordia advantage. Eighth batter of the frame now for Concordia. No, Sly will be in a 1-0 count. Shelly Whitaker comes to home plate and looks like she has a change to make. She's going to get a pinch runner in for Courtney Summers. That's Elena Cook into pinch run.
Number 2, Elena Cook.
Concordia, 2 batters away from hitting around. Here in the bottom of the 5th, it's turned into a 4-run inning for him. 1-0, fouled off by Chelsea Sly to even her count. It has been 5 straight reaches, all coming with 2 outs. That has included 2 errors, a double, a triple, a single, 4 RBI. And Courtney Summers just about took it yard to left. Missed a couple of feet below the top of the fence. 1-1 pulled foul. Now I really think it's probably the fatigue showing for Lexi Strasser, as Taylor Williams has begun to work in the bullpen for Central Washington. One, two, taken into center field, another hit. Cook is sent in to score. A couple of bases for Sly. As it'll be an RBI single and yet another error on the Wildcats. Central Washington melting down. They have issued 5 runs in the inning.
Center fielder, Linda Guerrero.
Guerrero pulls it foul on the third base side. Sly at second. Guerrero waiting the 0-1. Swings through an off speed. As Strasser got her out in front. It has been a 5-run inning for Concordia here in the bottom of the 5th inning to take a 5-2 lead. Strasser now a strike away from getting through it and stopping the bleeding. 0-2, called strike number 3, her second strikeout of the inning. But boy, what a big inning for Concordia. 5-run score on the power of 4 hits. There were 3 errors and 1 left on. We go to the top of the 6th inning. 5-2 Concordia all of a sudden up by 3 as they get some big hits in from Self, Stockton, Summers, and Sly. Top of the 6th inning, 5-2 Concordia's advantage, taking advantage of 3 errors by Central Washington in the bottom of 5. Rubel, Smith, Ellis, the batters to face Mckenzie Smith, and what a turn of events we've had halfway through this game. Cavaliers' offense was quiet, couldn't find a run, and then all of a sudden they blow up for 5 in the bottom of the 5th. Mckenzie Smith, through 5 innings, has allowed 2 runs on 5 hits. No walks, no strikeouts for the lefty. Julia Rubel 0 for 2. Here's the 1-1. This is high. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two one pitch. Liner to right center field. Rubel picks up a hit. Wildcats start just as they need to here in the top of the 6th. Rubel will come off. Pinch runner's going to come in for her. Looks like that's Teresa Moyle.
for Rubel, number 13, Teresa Boyle. The Central Washington batter, left fielder, Kayla Smith.
Pitch misses outside on Kayla Smith. Smith single and a stolen base in the fourth. 1-0. This is up and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Time called for. Mckenzie Smith's going to get a visit from her head coach, just settling her down. 3-run pad here for the Cavs. This Wildcat offense has been the best in the conference all season. So if there's any team that's going to be able to go off for a couple runs, just like we saw Concordia do, certainly you'd think it'd be Central Washington. So Smith back into the box on a 2-0 count. Runner at first, nobody out. 2-0 lined at second. Yoshioka's got it back to first. I can't double her up. That comes off of the glove of Stockton. So Rubel able to slide back in safely. Hard hit ball from Smith. Here's Kayla Ellis. Called strike on the first pitch for her. And there's a couple more inches to the right on that hit from Smith, and she's perhaps got a couple of bases with a double down the right field line. A great play by Yoshioka getting over into the gap to make the catch. Roller towards second. They get the tag there. The throw over to first in time for the double play. Carly Yoshioka rolls it up herself. And Mckenzie Smith faces the minimum here in the sixth. Concordia is now going to be 3 outs away from a title, and they have a chance to extend their lead as we go to the bottom of 6. 5-2 Cavaliers. Bottom of the 6th inning, Concordia now 3 outs on the defensive side away from a title. They lead 5-2 over Central Washington. They have a chance to extend their lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning with the top of their lineup coming up. All of the scoring for the Cavs coming in the bottom of the 5th, and all with 2 outs. An incredible rally for Concordia, which included 6 consecutive batters to reach, 2 extra base hits, 4 runs scored, and 3 errors. 2-0 count on Macy Basuian, the left fielder. Lexi Strasser. This one fouled back to the screen to move the count to 2-1. She is now in her 28th inning of work in this tournament. 2-1 misses high, 3 balls, 1 strike. Here's a 3-1. Basuian takes it for a strike, full count. Full count, pitch on the way. Got a miss. 3rd strikeout for Strasser in the game. Twice now she has gotten Basuian, 1 down. Central Washington will have Boyacon, Brown, and Johnson, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up in the 7th. As they will have to rally back from at least 3 down. Here's Mckenzie Smith. Takes a pitch high. 1-0. She is 0 for 3. 1-0 in for a called strike, 1-1. Concordia has Sally Bowles warming up beyond the right field fence in case she is needed. I can't imagine it won't be Mckenzie Smith for the top of the 7th, though. But they will have Bowles ready behind her, and with a 3-run lead, she'll have a bit of a leash. Not too big a one. 2-1, swing and a miss. Two. Grounded towards second. Balyukon. Now one over in time for the out.
Second baseman.
First pitch in for Carly Yoshioka. Will be strike number 1. 2 outs, nobody on. Now, Yoshioka came up with 2 outs, bases empty in the 5th, got aboard on an error, and that's when the wheels fell off for the Wildcats. 0-1 flown into shallow center and on the run. Johnson there to make the catch. That'll end the inning. As Cavs go down in order in the bottom of the 6th. So this is it. We go to the top of the 7th. Wildcats need at least 3 to stay alive. 5-2 Concordia as they're 3 outs away from a title. 5-2 our score. Concordia leading Central Washington as we go to the top of the 7th inning. And the Cavaliers are 3 outs away from their first GNAC Softball Championship. Getting all 5 of their runs in the bottom of the 5th, Mckenzie Smith comes back for her 7th inning, facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters. Misses low and in on Balyukon to make it 2-0. Cavaliers coming into the tournament as the 3 seed. Knocked off number 2 Western Oregon in their first game, then number 1 Central Washington in their second game. Lost in the opener today to force a game 2, and we're even down 2-0 through 4 innings. But they have not given up. Now it's a 3-0 count on Balyukon as Smith gets into a hole. Again, we've got Sally Bowles up in the bullpen. That'll miss 4-pitch walk. So not the start to the inning that Smith wanted. So Sally Bowles will be ready if the Cavaliers need her. And we're going to see the Wildcats make a move. This is going to be Keegan Wise that's going to hit. .438 hitter on the season, making her 30th appearance of the year. Almost all as a substitute in. And it looks like, as well, that's going to be the day for Mckenzie Smith. So, now we talked about that, Lee, shorter than I anticipated. She walks the first batter she sees in the 7th, and Sally Bowles will be brought back in to pitch for Concordia. Bowles has seen Central Washington twice already in a combined 13 innings against them. She gave up just 1 unearned run on 7 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. So she's got the Wildcats' number and a 3-run lead. The first batter she's going to face is Wise with Balyukon on at first.
Number 1, Keegan Wise.
Now here's Keegan Wise, 1 on, nobody out. That signaled the end of the day for Mckenzie Smith. Her line, 6+ innings. She gave up 2 runs on 6 hits. Only one of those runs was earned. Walked one, no strikeouts. She'll leave as the pitcher of record as of now. 1-0. That runs low. 2-0 on Y, so it's been 6 straight balls issued to the first 2 batters. Y, as we've seen, coming in as a pinch hitter in a couple of scenarios in this tourney. 2-0, misses high, 3-0. Bulls in danger of walking a batter to start her appearance. She has not issued a walk in this tourney, and she does on 4 pitches. Back-to-back 4-pitch walks will bring the tying run to the plate for the Wildcats. And it'll be Rachel Johnson. Although we do have Mike Larrabee coming back to home to make another change. And it looked like Johnson did go back to the dugout. This is Alicia Bannon to pinch hit. Wise at first, Balyakon at second. Two batters on walks. Yet to see a strike thrown in the inning. Top of 7, 5-2 our score. Concordia leading. They need 3 outs to finish the game off and hoist the trophy. Pitch misses low, ball number 1. There's a called strike. 10th pitch of the inning before we see a strike. Evens a count of 1-1 on Alicia Bannon. She hits for Johnson, who was 0 for 2 in the game. 1-1. Phone away, 2-1. Fouled away to even the count. Two. Another foul ball. Bannon staying alive. Alicia Bannon, sophomore from Ording, Washington. Waits the 2-2 offering. Pops it up left side of the infield. O'Neill, the shortstop, calls for it. She settles underneath and makes a catch on the infield fly. One out in the books. This will be Savannah Egbert. Tying run at the plate. One swing of the bat could completely change this game. 5-2 Cavaliers leading. First pitch for Egbert down the pipe. Strike number 1. Egbert 1 for 3. Singled her last time up. In 2 appearances against Bulls in this tourney, Egbert a combined 1 for 6 against Sally Bowles. One flown to right field. That's going to be over the head of Self and in for a base hit. Egbert turns for second. She holds up there. Balyakon in to score. An RBI double, and the Wildcats not done yet. They make it a 2-run game. Wise gets over to third, and the tying run has been put in scoring position with just one out. Second hit of the game for Egbert. Two walks and now a double. Egbert with plenty of speed at second could tie this game on a single, and it's Katie Kastning who has a homer already today. She is 1 for 3 in the game. Now, Kastning has hit bowls pretty well. She went 2 for 3 against her last time. First pitch flown to right field. Moving back, Self makes the catch. Wise will come in to score on the sacrifice fly. So the Wildcats get another one across. Egbert advances to third. They have the tying run at third base, but now down to their last out.
First baseman, Maddie Zur.
Just about as exciting of an ending as you could have hoped for here on this Saturday afternoon. Maddie Zur will have to try and continue this game for Central Washington. She has an RBI today, singled up the middle. Zur went 0 for 3 in game number 1 of the day against Bulls. In total, she's 0 for 6 this tournament against her. First pitch. Takes it just low for ball number 1. Flown to center field. This could do it. Guerrier there makes the catch, and the Cavs hold on. Central Washington makes a push in the top of the 7th, but Concordia denies them. And for the first time, the Cavaliers are GNAC champions. A 5-4 final in the championship game, as the Cavaliers come in the number 3 seed, but are able to battle through and overcome a 2-run deficit to win the 2019 Great Northwest Athletic Conference Softball Championship. Mckenzie Smith goes 6 innings in the start in this final game, giving up 3 runs, 2 earned on 6 hits, 1 walk, no strikeouts. She gets some help at the plate from a 2 for 4 day from Macy Bessuin. 1 for 2 from Self with a triple, a run, and an RBI. And Marissa Stockton goes 1 for 2 with a run and an RBI and a walk herself. So Concordia able to capture the title. They were forced to pick up 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th, overcome a 2-0 deficit. And they are champs here in the GNAC in 2019. Well, if you've joined us all 3 days of this tournament, thank you so much for being along for the ride. It's been a fun one. Saw a lot of great defense, and in the end, it was just one big inning that made the difference in this one. A 1-run win for the Cavaliers to win the title. That'll do it for our broadcast here today. Thanks for joining us. We got GNAC baseball coming for you, as that championship tournament will be this very next week here at Porter Park on the campus of Concordia University. If you can join us in person, you can find some links to GNAC tickets. Or if not, we'll have all the broadcasts for you, just like we did this week here on GNAC TV. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
Congratulations to Concordia, your 2019 GNAC Softball Champions. Oh. ladies and gentlemen, at this time we would like to congratulate this year's tournament MVP from Concordia University, Hannah South. Hannah, please step forward to accept your championship MVP plaque. Vince, thank you very much for coming out and supporting our student athletes throughout the 2019 GNAC Softball Championships here in Portland. We remind you that the NCAA Division II softball bracket will be announced on Monday morning at 7 a.m. You can watch the selection show live on ncaa.gov. Thank you for coming out, and we wish you a good afternoon, everybody.
Is that it for you guys?
That's it. I gotta go do an interview.